Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. And in this video, bad, good news all around. It's going down.
So this time there's no LS swabs, no, night trizzing, none of that shit. This time we going, what is this right here? Oh yeah.
Working on that Prius. So, getting down to it, we're having trouble with this car. I did connect the scanner here. Let me actually just show you what's going down here. Let me turn it on for you guys. You're gonna see what I see, hopefully. There you go. Link it. And I wasn't really excited to find this out, that I'm gonna have to do this job, but here it is. Replace hybrid battery pack. Replace hybrid battery pack. And lastly, replace hybrid battery pack. So, as you guys can see, we have to replace the hybrid battery pack. So that's what we're gonna do. That is what we're gonna do. So let me show you how to do it. All right, so first things first, I took off the trunk things, the plastics, the cover, and it should look kind of like this. Next thing you're gonna do, easy access. This is the plug for the hybrid battery here. So you gotta do is just pull it to your left, pull it forward, and it just slides out. Save this, don't lose this. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and take off this cover. All right, for the cover, it's literally just this bolt right here. We're gonna go ahead and take that, and this whole thing should come off. So this is how it should look like, give or take, once you take the cover off here. Again, just one bolt. Let's keep going. So next up, we're gonna take this clip off so you can get better access to taking this vent off. For this, it's not too big of a deal. Just pretty much slide something in here. As careful as you can. There you go. Find your clip. There we go. Put it in your magnetic tray. As you can see, this vent is off. So just how we took off that one clip, we're actually going to take this one off as well right now. Again, just pop it off. Now that you took off this clip, we're going to go ahead and bolt this bolt here, and there's another one back here. Might be 12mm bolts there. There's also two bolts, I'm not sure if you can see them. Just that one right there and that one right there. A little tricky to get to, but with a little swivel, shouldn't be no problem. All right, now that we took off those bolts, we're gonna go ahead and take off this one, and this nut off. So those three nuts, so we can be able to access this panel here. In order to take this little clip off without breaking it completely, you pretty much just jam a flathead screwdriver in the little hole there, a small one. All right, so once you jam the little screwdriver here, you pretty much just hold it, and you twist it. You can see, it's out. And lastly, you take off this nut right here. Safe space here. And now we have access to this panel right here. It's free to go. Alright, so because I disconnected it already from the main source over here, it pretty much, cuts off the power to these two connections here, also the relays over here. But we're gonna go ahead and disconnect or take off the nuts over here. All right, once you take off the nuts here, just disconnect them, put them aside. All right, now we're pretty much ready to take this vent off. You can see it's really simple, it just slides off. Now, let's see here. Usually these turn dusty, which can cause the batteries over here to overheat and die prematurely. Luckily, this one isn't too bad whatsoever, actually. So that's good. A little dust here, but nothing too exaggerated. So, but we're gonna clean this up real quick later on, obviously, since we still have shit to do. Okay, let's go ahead and remove this clip off and remove the battery holder. All right, now that we have the battery bracket here disconnected and out of the way, then we're gonna go ahead to the front over here and disconnect this one, and this one. Little note, don't ever pull from the cables here. Always make sure to pull here, and just like that, If you need to, use a little screwdriver to pry them off. Like this one's a little stuck and stubborn, so just pry them off, but don't pull from the cables. Another cable that we have to disconnect, or at least get out of the way, is this little bracket which holds these cables here. Again, 10 millimeter. Let's go. All right, so now that we have the bracket off, there's also a little clip here that we have to unclip so we can completely get this cable out of the way. Now we took off this clip here. There's also another one that I already took off here for the same cable. Now that this is out of the way, we're pretty much ready to take this whole things off. So let's go ahead and take this battery pack out. All right, so now that it's finally out, what I have to do now is pretty much take off these nuts around it. So you can go ahead and have access to the battery cells inside. You can see all around. And now this is how the trunk looks like without the battery being right here. It's pretty spacious. It's easy access actually. There we go. This is how it looks like without the cover. A lot of battery cells here. All right, so now what we're doing right here is just popping off these plastic covers that go on the side. So that way we have access to the small nuts here. Once we take these off, we're able to test it. All right, so now that we have taken off the plastic pieces here, this is how it looks, how all exposed. The nuts here. These are also exposed, all 28 cells. So now that we have this exposed, we're gonna take off all these little nuts here and on the other side as well, because right now they are connected in series, I think it's called. So we can't really test it because when we test one, it's like we're testing everything, and we want to test them individually. So which is why we have to take off all these nuts. So let's go ahead and take off all these nuts. All right, as you can see, they're all disconnected. They're all free, ready to test each single one individually. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and test all the cells. All right, so with this one, 7.98, 7.99, 88, 7.98, 7.98, 7.99, 8, 7.89, 8, 8, 8, 8.03, 8.04, 8.04, 8.05, 8.03, 8.03, 8, 8.01, 7.98, 8.01, 7.97, 7.97, 7.99, 7.98, 8.01, 8, 7.89, 7.99, 7.88, and 7.97. Huh. So it seems like it's good. From what I found out, they're supposed to be in the range of 7.5 to 8. so this seems to be good. Although I did notice where the nuts are bolted down to here, there is some corrosion, so I'm kind of asking myself that maybe this is what's causing it. Since the battery seemed to be good, I tested them here. What I decided to do is just take off the little brass ends right here where they bolt down. I got them right here. I took all of them since they do seem to be a little corroded. And I'm just gonna clean them like an old battery terminal, corroded battery terminal you usually see with baking powder, or baking soda I mean, and a lemon. So let's get to scrubbing. Probably like an hour later, I cleaned up all these from corrosion as much as I could, and all this from corrosion as much as I could. Pretty much cleaned up all the corrosion, so hopefully that makes things a little better. Hopefully that fixes our problem, or else we'll get to that if we get to that. Right now, what I'm pretty much gonna do is pretty much put it back together. Not much else we can do at this point. As you guys can see, everything's put back together. I cleaned up the brass little washers, the nuts, the studs. There was a little bit of corrosion, but hopefully that's taken care of. Maybe that was the problem with this. I'm not really sure. But I mean, not much else to do but to install it and see how it goes. So pretty much everything we did to remove it, we're gonna do it in reverse order to put it back. So I'll just save you guys the agony of having to go through all that again. There you guys have it, like nothing happened. Everything's back together. All right, so I'm back in the car. Like I said, everything's back together. Also, from what I've been investigating on this, it looks like there's a lot of things that could cause that code. Like something as simple as, you know, being low on gas. Apparently the hybrid system cranks the engine, the gasoline engine. So it turns out there is a lot to it than just replacing the batteries. For now, I guess let's just test driving, see how it feels. I'm actually gonna reset the codes right now. All right, so after erasing the codes I had, this one still popped up. It's permanent. Not sure if there's any way for me to erase them. Erase codes. Erase successful. Thinking again. All right, so it looks like it is gonna be permanent. Monitors restarted. Gotta drive for those to be off now. All right, so yeah, I guess that would be the end of this video. I'm just gonna go ahead and drive this thing to work and pretty much wherever else I can. The check engine light is off now. Gasoline engine just kicked in right now. So yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to follow, subscribe, smash that like button for future videos. Follow us on IG, Los Meros Data, merch. See you guys next time. Peace.